resume. It saved the progress from before. Oh, interesting. Well, hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jakadash here. So, I have played this before, as the name suggests, but I think last time around, I think I got the best possible ending. I'm not sure, though, because, you know, there's so many different paths in this game. But, so, this time around, I'm gonna try to do things a bit differently, as the title suggests. I'm gonna try to, well, try to do not the things that I would do normally. In which case, you know, that's gonna be a little tough on me, but just cause you know, it's part of why I'm typically not the best at RPGs, I guess, cause, you know. But, you know, here we go. Start a new game will override your existing progress. Continue, yes. And plus, now that I'm streaming on my new computer, we won't have, like, the lag we did before. Good job, Dan the Sack. Oh, that's probably proxy. Yeah, I now know these things. Welcome to the grid program. To progress the story, press the next button. You can reach your own pace or progress automatically by pressing the autoplay toggle. Oh wow. Yeah, it's so much smoother than when I played it last time. Let me know if the game is too loud or too quiet. It's a cold night in the city. Nothing new there. You pull your coat tighter. Feel the heat of its glow. A small comfort against the brittle rain. That does make me wonder if, like, there are some semblances of, like, seasons or something in, like, the grid. I mean, there's rain. Like, rain is a thing. Though it does make you wonder why there's rain. But across the park stands the repository, a grand building. It stands sentinel among all surrounding it. This is architecture as power play, a statement made in light and stone. It's also where you'll be working tonight. You step forward, taking in the data trees that flank your path. It's also where, suddenly, the screech of tires against asphalt to your left, the rhythmic pulse of a light cycle at full speed. You turn, seeing cold blue light racing towards you. Well, let's see, I dove out of the way last time, so I'm gonna hold my ground this time, see what happens. You hold out your hand, stop. The cycle doesn't slow. In fact, you could swear it accelerates. Defiant. 6th generation light cycle. Cool. Since taking power, Core have continued to iterate on the design of the light cycle. The 6th generation light cycle is faster than its predecessor and removes the wrap-around design, providing a greater range of movement for the rider. These qualities have made it the standard light cycle for Core, peacekeepers, and criminals alike. With growing gulfs between the cultures of the ARC server, different populations have begun to branch their own code and technology. Greater diversity of design will be the inevitable outcome. Hang on. Because I have no idea. It sounds fun. Might turn the music down just a little bit, but that may not be necessary. It blasts past on your left. 2 more cycles follow it. Yellow. Core. You call that yellow? Whatever the racer did, it was bad enough to get 2 enforcers on their tail. Peacekeepers. That was the polite word. You operate in a less polite world. You push forward, more gingerly now. The park has fallen silent again. Good. At the entrance to the repository stands a slab of a security program. His armor is scuffed and scratched, and his face. At the entrance to the repository stands a slab of security program. His armor is scuffed and scratched, as is his face. A cruel smirk is attempting to break through his clenched jaw. Bit of trouble on the road there, Chief. Nothing I can't handle. He laughs. You didn't dodge the light cycle. Next time, look both ways. You're not going to win a fair fight with a speeding light cycle. The laughing stops and is replaced by a stern frown. Can I help you? Now I said I'm gonna try to do not do what I did last time at all. So you know what I said last time was I hope so, and but I am trying, as the name suggests, I'm trying to be the worst or something. I'm trying to be rude and stuff. I'm a cold calculating program or something. Feel free to start. Another snort of snide laughter. I'm gonna need some credentials. You flash your badge. 4 squares arranged in a T. It designates you as a member of the Disciples of Tron, a detective. No boss, no assigned task, but uncovering truths. A professional observer. My name's Query. Your boss called me in. Something happened here. Something big enough to bring in outside help. The program is taken aback. He steps away from the door and motions you in. You could have sworn you saw the light in his eyes pulse with frustration. This isn't going to be an easy night. Yeah. We're going to be good friends, I can tell. This'll be easier if you work with me. No answer. The program slams the door shut behind you, reactivating its glowing lock. No escape. I'm guessing there's a way... I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I am guessing there's a way you can get killed in this game, but I don't know that for sure. We'll see. Definitely not going to be an easy night. Not with that attitude. Is that, forgive my ignorance, is that a Pink Panther thing? More of a jerk is what I mean. Or, just, you know. Oh yeah, it's so much smoother. Is there something I can click? Because, yeah, there was the light cycle, there was the light cycle I could click, and it was actually giving like a little background or something on the like a little lore collectible about the light cycle itself, which I thought was pretty cool. Main elevator, and I didn't really look for these. Yeah, not so much the worst as in stupid, although if I'm trying to offend people, that is kind of stupid, but yeah. The deceptively simple access point to the rest of the building, although contingency elevators exist for emergency access, the interlock system incorporates multiple tracks and cars, allowing access to all areas of the building in an instant. Security is ensured via login codes, with different programs allowed different degrees of navigation. In even the smallest details, Core establishes control and hierarchy. This elevator will be getting a lot of use tonight as you do your rounds. The lobby of the repository is beautiful. It demonstrates the same power as the exterior. Grish hustles you into the elegant space. You note that it is empty, quiet. You work here? I do. You look around. Alone? Tonight? Mostly. A skeleton crew. One other visitor, other than you. Another visitor? Yeah, this is a different conversation. You'll see. Grish looks tired. It must have already been a long night. He growls. It wasn't my call to bring you in. I had this handled. I was about to begin my investigation. I can leave if you like. I imagine your boss felt otherwise. Grish chuckles to himself. Yeah, I imagine he did. So why are we talking? That's... oh no. I don't like this. I don't like being this, but we're going for it. The chuckle disappears. Because I want to. This may not be my building, but you want in, you gotta go through me. So I'll talk as long as I want to. Okay, fair enough. You can tell Grish isn't used to dealing with inquiries like yours. He ushers you past the lobby's vacated front desk towards an elevator. We've moved all non-essential staff to a secure location. I've been ordered to send you up to Prince. He runs this tower, and he's taken the events of the night very personally. You'd think they'd stolen from his own personal collection. And maybe, the way he sees it, that's exactly what happened. There's been a robbery? That's right. Someone picked tonight to steal something precious from us. Prince will fill you in on the details. I don't know him all yet either. I heard the explosion, activated the lockdown, and put things in order. Since then, I've been out here, securing the perimeter and waiting for you to show up. Took you long enough. I guess you were busy holding up traffic, not successfully. But I respect the effort. Why did you go outside? I need some ventilation. Figured maybe I'd get lucky and see a perp escaping. Did you? A head shake. Nope. Grish moves to the elevator, a keypad to its side awaits activation. He reaches out his hand to the panel. It hovers, a sharp intake of breath. What? Forgot code? Chris stands in front of the panel looking at it, then back to you. He's confused. Chris, he catches himself, confusion turning to frustration. Since the explosion, I've been missing things. Manners! Oh. Watch it. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the explosion, but my memory access is failing me. There are holes. You're GOT, you said? You can defrag identity disks, can't you? Recover memories? I think if I recall correctly, in Tron, for whatever reason, disk is always spelled the British way with a C. Not the American version. Not the American way, which is with a K. Yeah, not exactly, yeah. I mean... This is making me think of the beginning of, It's making me think that, like, the beginning of 12 Angry Men. It's like, boy, we were likely to get a murder case. Those robbery ones can be so dull or whatever. Defragment. If I choose to. Do what needs to be done. Here, take it. He hands you the disc, grudgingly. Defrag. Okay. Let's see, you can only do... Yeah. Ah. Yeah, especially with how the discs look now since Legacy, with like the little beam around that is kind of like a glorified, glorified U. You know, the C just makes more sense. You hand the disc back. Rich takes it, replaces it on his back. A slight pulse in his eye signals the data refresh. Got it. Rich gives the slightest of nods. It's the closest thing you'll be getting to a thank you. He taps the code into the elevator, unlocking it. What are you talking about? Anyway, I've unlocked repeat access rights for you. You'll be able to travel in any location, or travel to any location Prince allows. About time. Chris grunts. He's clearly frustrated to have shown his weakness to you. You move towards the elevator, but Grish puts out a heavy hand, blocking your path. I'm not going to let you do this without me. Now, last time I did have Grish going with me, so this time I'll go alone. That's not your call to make. I'm the one between you and the door, program. You defy Prince? I would. I do. I'll do it again. Like I told you, I don't want you here. This is my investigation. You push forward. He's surprised. I work alone. You refused Grish's help. You'll regret this program. Grish's eyes flare. Stay out of my way. I'm going to warn Prince about you, about your lack of respect for how things work here. He steps into the elevator, slams a fist into the panel, and is whisked off. Moments later, the elevator returns, empty. I think it's the same. It's time to visit the man who called you here. Maverick proceeds solo. Prince may consider this an office, but it's more of a shrine. User memorabilia lines the walls. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. Not my favorite, but one of them. By the window, Grish and Prince are speaking in hushed tones. You refuse Grish's help. Grish sees you enter and frowns. He leans towards Prince, says a few more words, then barges past you for the elevator. Be seen, you program. Prince chuckles. I see you've been making friends. Very glad you could join us, Query. You come very highly recommended. I never did, actually, no. It's late, Prince. Prince knows your answer. It is. And getting darker, I'm afraid. Welcome. Prince steps in front of his desk. He registers your confusion at the bright lights on its surface. A little showy, perhaps. I've been told it looks like a shrine. But, much like the users, I enjoy a little theater. You didn't hire me to talk about desks. Observant. See, you're already on the case. Prince smiles. Smiles another smile. It is a smile calculated in its charm, a kind of self-conscious allusion to kindness that you've only ever seen in those with assured authority. You wonder how Grish feels about such subterfuge. Tell me, Query, for whom do you fight? Now, obviously, last time I said I fight for the users, but, I fight for myself. Prince smirks, far less charming than before. Your selfishness annoyed Prince. Oh, no. I'm gonna go. Alright. Bye. Well, at least you're honest, I suppose. But be careful. A day may come when you'll be measured against the ethics of those above us. Or below. Huh! Interesting. Does make you wonder. Because all users are, like, outside of the grid, right? But, like, you know, he just drew this distinction between, like, heavenly and hellish users and such. Which, you know, is just, like, you know, bad, like, just, you know, like Dillinger versus Flynn, you know, but still, I thought that was interesting. Prince steps back to the window. Flynn built this world for us, Query. He built us on an ark safe from Clue, from his intolerance of our kind. We must never forget what we owe, whose grace we rely upon. He saw the potential of the ISOs and our value. The order was created with similar optimism. The disciples of Tron, independent seekers of truth in the face of tyranny. It's all very impressive, I'm sure. You too are part of Flynn's design. Do not forget it. He will return. Flynn is a fairy tale. Oh boy. A split second of anger crosses Prince's face. I'll pretend I didn't hear that program. Better for both of us. I fear that I'm increasingly surrounded by a lack of faith. Prince glances at the elevator. Grish left through. Grish saw many things in the Adjunct War. I think he carries more scars than the one we can see. It has dented this belief. He's not alone in that. He's entitled to his opinion. His opinion is tolerated. That's not quite the same thing. My interest in the user goes beyond blind faith. I imagine you've noticed my collection. Can we get to the case, please? I hate it. Of course, your directness is an asset, but be mindful of the doors it might be closing to you. Prince's face stiffens. For the first time, he lets the stress of recent events show on his face. Strains up, locks eyes with you. Tonight, the unacceptable has occurred. Our repository has been broken into, and our work is in great danger. I'm sure Grish told you about the explosion, our vault. We have been attacked. I don't know for sure who did this, but I have my suspicions. I need to know who's responsible and what they stole from us. Who had access to the vault? Core. It may be my repository, but it's their vault. I don't even know what they were keeping in there. He looks down. I wish I had a better answer for you now. But for now, I am as in the dark as you. My building is host to a great many treasures, but presumably tonight someone stole our greatest jewel. Now, that's interesting, because I think I asked what was in it last time, and he didn't, and yeah, I think I might have just forgotten the whole thing with, well, it's Core's vault. I don't even know what's in it. Prince gestures broadly. The programs with the answers are throughout this tower. I'm hoping that an outsider like yourself may be able to find the truth of all this. I'd start with the crime scene itself, or the suspect we already caught. A visiting dignitary, another outsider, was present near the event. Grish's men secured the situation immediately. Keep an eye on Grish. His sort can be quick to judge. He would seem to have formed a bad impression of you, and that could be a complication for your investigation. A look crosses Prince's face, something approaching sympathy. We've created temporary accommodations in the library. Give my apologies to Ada when you see her. Not exactly her role to play jailer. I'll interrogate the prisoner. No need to tell me, program. The DOT are independent of my authority. I hope that you also remember your oath of non-interference. Come back here when you have anything to tell me, or any questions I can answer. Prince's polite smile disappears. You've been somewhat unpleasant company, Query. I will be keeping an eye on your progress, and if you step out of line, you will be ejected. This is my repository, and you are here at my invitation. Do not forget that. You leave the office. For the users. Well, this is tricky business. Ugh. I like being, you know, nice and accommodating and kind and compassionate. So it's hard. It still is hard to not be that sort of person, you know, in a game. It's hard. I mean, that's why RPGs are kind of tricky business for me, because I'm like, I wouldn't want to say this in real life, you know, but anyway. The library is vast. Undulating, distant platforms hang from the walls, the air is wet, the cold white glow of the space dreamlike. But it is the trees that make the grandest impression. Tall and old and impossibly complex, they curl and swirl in the energy falls before you. You've never seen anything like them before, not at this scale. Your thoughts are interrupted. Beautiful, are they not? A program stands next to you, glowing white like the room around her. You enjoy my garden? Never seen anything like this before. I don't understand. This is a library? The smallest, most respectful of smirks. Your first, perhaps? She kneels down, checking the leaves of a tiny plant at her feet. She turns each over in her fingertips, inspecting them in turn. Content, she stands up, smiling again. I am Ada. Welcome to my garden. I don't understand. The bemused program puts a hand on your arm. Welcome, Query. This is the greatest library on the grid. It is the centerpiece of the repository, the very purpose of its existence. Before you lies the grand total of knowledge from nearly 2,000 cycles of our society. From the founders to this moment, all of it, pristine. Ada walks over to a tree. Grand and towering, she reaches out a hand, brushes a leaf, letting its energy fizzle at her touch. A crackle of utter sonic complexity. You've seen trees before, I imagine? Of course. Do you know what they are? Is that a trick question? No tricks. Trees are data, records of our history. Not individuals, but an entire society. They are our memory, at a cultural level. I understand you work with identity discs as part of your investigations. Has the similarity between these forms and that of the data you see in your travels never struck you as interesting? She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Your order, the DOT, you do not interfere. You seek truth, but seek to have no impact in the worlds you investigate. The echoes of your kind in my garden are quieter than most. You believe her. It is as intended. I have questions. I am sure you do. Ask then. Take your time, and then I have someone to introduce you to. At multiple points in your investigation, you'll have the opportunity to dig deeper via investigation choices, marked with a magnifying glass. Take your time to ask as many as you like, then move on. If trees occur naturally, why have a garden? She nods, respecting the question. It is one she has been asked before. The data of trees in the wild is rich. They capture all around them. But the noise is also chaotic, unguided, ruckus even. In my library, I can cultivate the data, refine it, prune it. I can find the truth and preserve it for future generations. You mean you can rewrite it? You could swear you saw a microcycle of frustration cross the tepid serenity of Ada's face. I can provide lenses, frames. Data cannot lie, but I can help others to read it correctly. Yeah, I'm just pissing everybody off so far. Anyway. You are unconvinced. I know my role. I was expecting shelves, books. A laugh. As with Prince's shelves of user entertainments, I don't blame you. So much of our world is contextualized via the users and their arcane and oblique practices. I've been speaking to my guests at length on the topic. It is an irony that they had to cut down their trees and transform them into books. Our method is lossless. How long does it take you to learn to read this data? How do you find anything? In the same way you found the repository, the same way you know your way around Core City. I know my library. I know the knots and branches of my trees. Don't feign too much ignorance, though. Your work with identity disks betrays more understanding of data than the average program. You nod. As with many things, the library has no value without the one who can use it. Any memory loss? She looks confused. There seems to be some of it going around, maybe linked to the explosion. No, nothing. Maybe we were insulated from the bulk of it. The trees blocked the storm. Not all of them survived, though. Some of my saplings, the recent and obscure, seem to have been shattered by the force of the explosion. I may be able to rebuild, replant, but I'm sure we have lost a great deal. I'm sad that my first playthrough of this, in which I was trying to get, I was trying to do what I would actually, say what I would actually say, do what I would actually do, and the result was, I think it was actually the best ending possible. Maybe, I don't know, but I actually don't know how many endings to this game there are. But, I'm sad because, it is a bit laggy, because, I was recording it on my older computer. And then this one, it's all nice and smooth, but I'm trying to be the worst. And just, do and say what I would not normally. So, I'm, a little down about that. Oh, well. You don't have backups? She shakes her head. That would be illegal. Core demand that all curated data remain here in the library, accessible to them when desired. To take anything out of the building would be a crime. Interesting. A pause. I am sorry for my outburst. It is a blessing you are here tonight. Flynn be thanked. Let's move on. As you wish. The librarian motions. The librarian motions towards the center of the library. A platform juts out into the humid air. Please follow me to the observation deck. As you walk, she explains. Under normal circumstances, this is a place of tranquility. The observation deck provides a place to meditate, to consider the knowledge collected here. Action without action. Ah, a student of Flynn. Oh, whoops. Some truths transcend the speaker. Indeed, you're in the right place. Whoops! It was actually the third option. I guess. Maybe. A Zen thing. Should have said that. You can continue walking, a bright energy field surrounds the end of the platform. Ada notices your reaction. A safety measure. Under normal circumstances, it would be unfortunate to fall from the perch. Without a secure location, an intact one at least. Grish asked that we make use of it as a temporary prison. You are now close enough to see that the energy field has an occupant, an exceptionally tall figure, sitting cross-legged in its center. I will leave you alone with him. I encourage you to be respectful. This is, after all, an ambassador, a guest in my garden. The man in the energy field looks up at you as you approach. Sad eyes peer out from a strangely pale face, faceted and lit by two bright eyes. It is a timeless face, and one you instinctively know has seen a great deal. Greetings, program. Nice view. It is. It is a very pretty prison I find myself in. I should introduce myself. I am Sierra, ambassador for the Automata. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Query of the DOT. I've been asked to investigate events tonight. I've been told you are a criminal, but I will form my own opinion. You have my word. I don't know about that. You nod respectfully. Sierra smiles. You find yourself fascinated by the structure and patterning of his face, the way it controls in a flawed attempt to mimic a very user expression. You try not to stare. He notices. Am I your first automata, Query? No, I've met strange programs before. The smile tightens. Still, I must be something of an oddity, no? The automata who makes himself look like a user to meet with the rest of society? It is a shame your culture is incapable of meeting mine on our own terms. We must disguise our programmatic beauty to move through your polite game of user dress-up. You believe in them, though. That is the limit of your programming. His smile drops. Let's get to the matter at hand. My crimes? You strike a conciliatory pose. You refuse Grish's help. It's just you and me, Sierra. I didn't care for Grish's methods either. Sierra nods. A silence hangs in the air for a moment. I think you know more than you've told anyone. A whip crack of energy passes through the light of Sierra's face. I know a great deal more than anyone here could understand, but on this specific issue, on this little crime you're investigating, I am ignorant. I'm almost as ignorant as that brute Grish. Sierra breaks eye contact, looks down. The prisoner stands slowly. He is a giant, almost twice your height. He looms over you. There is great strength there, but also a gentleness to his posture, his movements. I know you're unlikely to believe me, but I am innocent of everything I've been accused of tonight. I came in peace to meet with Prince, and instead found myself imprisoned here. As interesting as my conversations with Ada have been, I really would rather be back at home with my family. I will answer your questions if you return. He points to the door you came in from. Your friends out there may continue to whisper in your ear about me. If there's any hope of us finding common ground, you will not let either of them near me. Sierra turns his back to you, your conversation over for the time being. It may be time to visit the scene of the crime, the vault. Yep. Vault containment custom built for. Yep. Difficult. Most difficult. A memory of great energy hangs in the air. The vault, what's left of it at least, is incredible. Hot red light permeates every corner, highlighting the blue cracks and damage of the explosion. The heat of that light is matched only by the cold of the wind blowing through from outside. In the place of the vault interior is the gaping wound of the blast. The light of the city outside is weightless. It's funny it calls it nighttime, you know? But it's like, you know, it's like always nighttime in the grid, isn't it? So I wonder what counts as night, you know, and whatnot. But also, it's like what I was saying earlier, like I'm not sure exactly what qualifies as, or I'm not sure, you know, what weather in the grid is caused by exactly. You know, it's all very interesting. Also, yeah, like why is it cold, you know? I mean, it makes sense to be cold. But, you know. It's probably going to be the hardest person to be mean to. Something in the corner, you see the only other program present, a guard. An exhausted face looks up and back at you. Their clothes are more ornate than Grish's. This isn't one of his guards. A Corps honor guard, maybe. What happened? A good question. The guard looks tired, weakened. Likely they took some damage in the explosion. Whatever they were guarding is gone. Grish must have left them here to recover. Rank and ID number. Huh? It's only now that you realize, looking at the guard, how young they are. Their hair and uniform are pretty messed up, but the guard isn't more than a kid. The kid left the guard something worth destroying the vault over. You're confused? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Am I in trouble? Everyone's a suspect. Okay. This is going nowhere fast. The guard needs help. Likely this close to the blast, their entire memory is locked out. You kneel down in front of them, gesture towards the identity disc on their back. I'm Query, a DOT. If you'll let me, I can skim your disc, help you put some of the details together, maybe start to figure out what happened here. Okay. They understand. You reach over, take their disc. Time to make some connections. Blocker errors are temporary cards which take up space. Work around them. If you're lucky, blockers may turn a gap of 2 cards into a gap of 3. If you'd like to skip a defrag puzzle, you can do so from the pause screen. Okay. 3.688 microseconds. Replace the disc on the guard's back. Cass. My name is Cass. Begin to trust you. It's a start. You smile and help Cass to their feet. What do you remember? They squint, considering. Not much. I remember the explosion, energy, and light all around me for a microcycle, and then you. Config. No Polsky? Alright. Okay. Actually, I kinda turned the music down a little too much. Okay, there we go. Not much. I remember the explosion, energy, and light all around me for a microcycle, and then you. You look out at the gaping void of the vault and the city lights beyond. Do you remember anything else? Anything at all? Cass steps over to look out over the city with you. Like what? The program? Anyone else here before the explosion? Or regarding your superiors within the core? I don't remember the details. Blurry figures, maybe? People meeting with me before I came here? I'm trying to be helpful, I swear. It all just keeps slipping through my fingers. The explosion fried their memories. You'll need to come back, work through this with them. Your only witness barely remembers anything beyond their name. Do you have any questions for me? 1. What's DOT? You chuckle. You've never been asked that before. Saying DOT tends to make programs less talkative, if anything. I'm a detective. I solve mysteries. This one is like, it's all about me, you know. Cass looks confused. I'm independent, work outside of any power structure. You don't work for any of my superiors? For core? I don't work for anyone. They nod. A little trust, maybe? Nobody can stop me from working this out, Cass. I won't stop until I know what happened here. What happened to you in this vault? You walk back towards the door. Cass calls from behind you. You're leaving me alone in here? You turn back to them. I'll be back soon. Cass nods and sinks back down on the floor. You've never seen a core honor guard before. You always imagined they'd be taller. Right, because last time around we would have had Grish here, and Grish would have been here to keep him company a bit. Time to move on. It's time to hear Prince's view on all of this. Oh, brother. The office is still as grand and impressive as it was the last time you were here. Prince stands at the window. Grish has returned in your absence, standing next to his master. As you approach, Grish turns to sneer. Prince nods and looks away. Welcome back, program. How are things? A shrug. I fear things have continued to slide in your absence. I find myself increasingly forgetful. Some kind of lasting symptom of the explosion, you think? That seems to be the case. It's complicated. No, I don't think so. Nah! It would be quite the coincidence if the events were unrelated, no? I find it profoundly unsettling to be myself, but also to have parts missing. I am a program that prides myself on my memory, my user given. Your selfishness annoyed Prince. It would have been, you know, noted you had faith or whatever. Otherwise, I forgot myself for a moment. You don't believe in users, only your own selfish whims, correct? Ooh, yeah. Prince looks out the window. Tonight I am jealous of the programs out there, who continue their ebb and flow untouched by what has happened here. How many programs function entirely in the dark? How many remain ignorant, so peaceful? Isn't this place built to keep them ignorant? Prince recoils. What do you mean? I spoke to the librarian. Then you know the objective is not to hide, but to frame information. What's the difference? Okay. Prince wobbles slightly, imperceptibly. Grish notices. Are you alright, Administrator? He straightens. Of course, I'm just a little off balance from tonight's events. I find it hard to focus on the detective's points and questions. I've forgotten so much from earlier. You can help, program? If that moves things along. Have we not been helpful enough for you, Corey? Prince takes the discs from his back, hands it to Grish, who hands it to you. Lock errors are obtuse. They lock cards from being moved or cleared. Got it. Excuse me. You cannot do anything with locked cards until your next move. You can... okay, got it. No, not yet, but I have managed to pretty much piss off everybody. Kinda, anyway. It's like Prince, who's like the administrator of the repository. He does believe in the users, but like, you know, I had told him I don't believe in the users. And he's just kind of like, you know... In my first playthrough, it's like, you know, you charmed Prince or whatever, and like, you know, because, you know, we're both believers in the users, but this time around, he's just like, you know, your selfishness annoys Prince or whatever, and he's just like, you know, we're not really getting along well, not really. So, the only person I seemingly haven't pissed off so far is Cass, but, who knows? Maybe Cass will actually be angry or something. But Sierra, who's like the automata, I kind of made him a little mad, and I kind of made Ada a little mad. But yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging doing this sort of thing. But hey, that's part of the fun, I guess. Question mark. Let's see. Oh, that's about to get locked, so I'm going to do that. Who knows? Let's go backwards. Yeah, there we go. Shouldn't have done that. Aha! Got-y! That's not good. Indeed. Okay, coolest of Beanie Boos. Okay. Oh, that won't do. That won't do at all. Might have screwed this up. Oh wait, no. Here we go. Oh wait, my target is 3, not 2. Gosh darn it. Alright. Instead of saying days, weeks, months, who knows? He said, lol. Oh. That's a problem. Oh boy. I've really messed this up, haven't I? Ah, nuts. Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Alright. See ya. You hand the disc back to Grish, who places it on Prince's back. Prince stretches, rolling his neck, and smiles to himself. Ah, that's better. He turns away from you, his face darkening. So, what is your conclusion in this case? Grish here seems... Oh no. Grish here seems distracted. Grish grimaces. The burgeoning relationship between the two of you utterly fascinates me. It's perhaps a distraction, however. Time is short, and it is important your work here is swift. I am, of course, comfortable to answer any questions you may have of me, or Grish here, before you resume your investigation. Ask as many as you like. How will Sierra's fellow programs react to his imprisonment? Prince laughs. Not well, I imagine. And you no doubt gathered from your conversation with him, his kind, the automata, stand directly opposed to the sanctity of our civilization. They blaspheme and they mock, and they bring nothing to back up their outlandish claims. They refuse the existence of the users, but can provide no evidence of their absence. It is infuriating. Prince shrinks back a little from his tirade. More of his kind every day, making demands of the rest of us. I sincerely hope they are not foolish enough to start a fight over this. You are uncertain of his certainty. How long before the explosion did Cass arrive with the item for storage? Barely enough time for us to register the arrival on our systems. Whoever did this, they knew ahead of time. They planned this. It's not good. Points to someone with information about our procedures. Oh, it's far worse than that. It implies the involvement of someone with information about the procedures of Core. Prince winces. Whoever did this knows more about the comings and goings of our vault than I do. Why hide away all this information? Did Ada not give you her usual speech about pruning and refining information? Prince smiles. We don't hide anything. We maintain society. We maintain society via careful control of data. It requires a delicate and respectful touch. There's information that can kill, program. That doesn't sit well with you. No more questions. As you wish. Prince's head tilts slightly to the side, and he raises 2 fingers to his ear. An incoming message. Yes. Where? I see. He looks back to you, a determined flash to his eyes. It would appear we have an issue. Where? Prince appears shaken. My exterior guards tell me a known criminal has just landed on the building. Her name is Proxy. Have you encountered her before? No. From what I've heard, few do and remain functional. Grish tenses. She's a thief, a pirate. No respect at all for the work done here. Prince goes to his shelves and begins to pack a few items into a small bag. This is no coincidence. She must surely be involved in the theft tonight. I am moving to a secure location. Grish, you're coming with me. As you wish. Query, for my security, I'm afraid I can't tell you where I'm going. I will still be in the repository, but I will be unavailable for now. He finishes filling the bag up and seals it. I know your order doesn't engage in ongoing events, that you are forbidden from interfering, but I need you to reconsider that oath in service of myself, our work, and Core. I need you to go up there and meet this interloper. I need you to find out her involvement in the vault explosion and prevent her from doing any more damage. When the time is right, I will return. I cannot break my oath. Then investigate. Interview her. Prince chose to trust you. I trust you'll make the right decision, if one must be made. He picks up the bag and heads for the elevator. Grish follows behind, disc in hand. She's on the landing pad, query. I suspect some of our answers are up there with her. Oh boy. I remember what happened last time. Or, you know, this was a really pivotal moment for me. Just really playing an RPG just because I'm not really not really used to it. But making a decision, because last time what I did was I ended up de-resing Proxy. This time, of course, I'm gonna not do that. But, yeah, which, you know, Prince and Grish are gonna be furious, and probably Ada as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the story progresses. But this was a pivotal moment, and it was like I was really in awe. I was really in awe of what happened. The landing pad juts out of the side of the repository like a grid bug, clinging unsteadily to a mountain. You're starting to relate to grid bugs. You're no negotiator. You have never interacted with an active crime directly. The disciples of Tron investigate. They do not instigate. A yell tears through the rain, breaks your process. Greetings, program! She stands in the center of the platform. Behind her, a stolen recognizer takes off, soaring back into whichever corner of the city it's usually hidden. She walks towards you. Her swagger implies casual charm, but you can sense a readiness to strike. Danger may not be present, but it is certainly pre-cached. I said greetings, program. A playful anger crosses her eyes. Do you have a name? I don't give my personal identifier to criminals while on a case. You're on a case? Right now? How exciting. A smirk. Petulant. Disrespectful. Intentionally so. Keep your secrets, like a good little disciple of Tron. I'm Proxy. I'm sure you've already been told a great deal about me. I know you're a thief. Absolutely. Unashamedly. She does a little sarcastic bow. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I think we're going to be very good friends, detective. She's toying with you, testing your boundaries. Before you ask me your questions and we get to negotiating what happens next, I have one pressing question, if I may. I ask the questions. She ignores you. It's less of a question than an observation. It unsettles me. My question is, why is this landing pad not secured? No guards, nothing preventing my landing, unloading. My code whispers trap to me. I should have been surrounded by 6 angry programs with discs in hand the moment I set foot on such sacred ground. The word sacred was stressed, ringed for every available drop of sarcasm. No offense, but you're not as scary as the welcome I anticipated. Something happened here? Are the usual programs occupied? Not answering your questions. No, you're not. It's a little frustrating, to be honest. She plows on. An explosion tore apart your vault, and then someone like me sees that happen to a facility legendary for security. I think to myself, maybe there's an opportunity there. And then when I arrive and see that the guards are scattered elsewhere, I become certain that there's an opportunity. She gestures at you. You're all that they had to send up to me, no doubt tightening security around the zealot prince. How is Grish, by the way? He doesn't seem very happy in my presence. No, he's not the one to enjoy interference. We fought together in the war. I think we took wildly different lessons from our time together. The first sign of weakness, a little sadness, crosses her face. It's gone in an instant, partitioned away under layers of bravado. I'm here because I see the opportunity. An opportunity to take something of my own, while you're busy chasing around that other thief. Tighter now. And yet here we are, alone. The gestures at the rest of the landing pad. Security is theater. Every lock can be picked, every object stolen. Like currency or love, security is a construct agreed upon. Uh-huh. That is a very cynical view of love. The construct is crumbling, predictably. He's working very hard to appear confident. It's almost working. Confident, but out of boasts. Ask your questions then. Tell me about the war. She looks down. Nothing to tell. A bad time. A time I'd rather forget. Just because I didn't say it last time. A gift the users didn't grant us. No. Cursed to remember everything that happens to us, outside of errors and glitches. Can you imagine what it must be to have the power to curate your memories, like a user? She shakes her head. Tell me what you're going to steal. Data. There are great secrets being kept in this building. One in particular has infinite value. I need it. She smiles, empowered even by the idea of it. You're here to steal a tree? Ah, you visited Ada's garden. Yes, I'm going to steal data gifted to us by our curator. Or creator, excuse me. When Flynn created this grid, he left behind code which would empower a program in ways we cannot imagine, give them abilities beyond anything any program has ever possessed. I will find that code tonight. It's here somewhere. Fairy tales. Maybe. We'll see. Are you going to hurt programs tonight? Only those I need to. Those that get in my way. Matter of fact, to the point. No bravado. Your resume is easy for you. They'd be doing their jobs. We all have jobs. I'm occasionally forced to do mine. She holds her eyes. No budge. Let's move on. Alright, here we go. Good. I think I'm done talking. Her tone has shifted. The bravado of earlier has slipped away. She's finished playing. I'm going to walk past you now. I'm going to walk past you and into the repository. Once there, I will do what I have to do to find what I came for. You need to get out of my way. She reaches to her back, draws her disc. It sparks and shivers with energy. You have no doubt she knows how to use it. I'm not your enemy. I can't do that. Just because I said I'm not your enemy last time, which I think would be like more what you would say if you weren't going to stop her. But she lunged at me anyway. I can't do that. Think about this query. Think about who you're defending. She knows my name. I don't think I actually said my name this time around. You do. She may be right. Prince and his staff have hardly demonstrated perfection so far. And then it happens. She moves fast, closing the gap between you and holding her disc to your neck. You feel the sizzle of it brush against you. You instinctively draw your own disc, just like you were taught. You hold it millimeters from her neck. A few particles of her hair turn to light and drift off the platform, sliced by your weapon. You're fast, program. She jumps back, adopting a throwing stance. You mirror her. Again, yeah, let's see. We're not going in there. Then I suppose this conversation is over, query. She draws back her disc, curving it back, and then shoulder begins to throw forward. This moment matters, a choice, either way. Well, last time around, I threw the disc, and I de-res Proxy, which was such an awe-inspiring moment. But now, this time, I'm not going to do it. You open your right hand, dropping the disc to the floor beneath you. It clanks, metal against metal. I'm not your enemy, Proxy. My job is to investigate, not fight you. She smiles, replacing her disc on her back. I'm glad, genuinely. She walks over, picks up your disc. Oh, okay, and hands it back to you, before brushing past to the elevator. Next time I see you, Query, I will have the power of Flynn. I will remember the respect you showed me. You let Proxy in. The elevator door closes. She is gone. The rain continues to smash the landing pad. You stand alone. You did that which no DOT must ever do. You made a decision. Huh. So it tells you that either way, whether you let Proxy move past you, or if you de-res her. Interesting. Tells you the exact same thing. Well, the only way not to make a decision, I guess, is not to be here. But even that is a decision in of itself, right? It's becoming a dangerous habit tonight. Excuse me. It's so cold out here. Oh boy, everybody's gonna be mad. Trusted protocol. Allow an outside threat to enter the repository. Yep. I am in so much trouble. The library feels like a mirage, giving everything else going on the rest of the building. It is peaceful, calm. The trees shielded those here from the memory bug. It seems to also shield them from the petty concerns of Proxy and the others. As you enter, Ada ushers you over. She seems less comfortable than before. Greetings again, program. She looks around, checking there's nobody with you. Definitely uncomfortable. Has Proxy been here? Ada looks back at Sierra, then to the door. No sign yet, but it is surely a matter of time. You suspect that if Proxy thought the information she needed was in the library, she'd already be here. You say as much to Ada. I suppose that makes sense. She must think it's hidden somewhere more private than even my garden. Did she say what she was looking for? Some kind of super-powered modification. I'll lie. No, she said nothing. Given what I know about Proxy's talkative nature, I find that hard to believe. She doesn't press any further. Ada seems reassured. I hope I did not give you the impression earlier that I am naive. I have my dealings with the outside world. I understand the nuance of my code's work. Its ethical complexity. I have nothing but respect for you. Must be tiring holding so much control. She looks at you quizzically. I'm unable to read your query. It is unsettling. I need to confess something to you. Okay. I worry that I may have played a role in the theft, and now in Proxy's attempt. You stole something? In a manner of speaking. She breathes deeply, centering herself, eyes still closed. She continues. I believe that information must be controlled and structured. I think that it must then be spread. Our administrator, Prince, has been more cautious with this than I'd like. Take Sierra over there. The automata had to send him here to bargain for access to our records. Why could we not simply share? Data pruning is important. Public access must be shaped and refined. But if the public never has access, then what purpose does that serve beyond a pretty garden inside a box? Another deep breath. A little shudder in this one. I've been releasing small packets of data. Highly curated, of course, but I've been releasing them. It was intended to inspire, but I worry it was too successful. Rumors of secrets still hidden here have been circulating, building interest. You think they stole some data from the vault? You think that's why what brought Proxy here? What else? What other valuable could Core have in there? There is nothing more precious, more important than the data we possess, the information in this room, in the repository as a whole. It is all we need to guide our culture. I made our work here prominent in a way it had not been here. I made our work here prominent in a way it had not been before. I opened the door. You let that hang in the air for a moment. I may have to report this to Prince. She nods. Of course. I presumed as much when I told you. A gift for prediction. It's a perk of my work. She steps out of your way. You should talk to Sierra. It seems you left him on bad terms last you spoke. You nod. It could have been better. He's standing instead of crouching this time. You walk out into the viewing platform. Sierra stands enormous, watching you approach. Query. Read any good trees lately? Too far away, but I can see some of the tiles from here. Riveting. You didn't earn Sierra's trust. That's why he's standing this time, I guess. Sierra's voice is sarcastic, but mostly just cold. I'm surprised you came back after our last conversation, unless you're here to throw around more accusations. He sneers. I'll answer any questions you might have, but don't make the mistake of thinking you are in any position to win me over. You stand in front of Sierra. He sits. I am grateful that you came alone. Ask your questions. Tell me about Ada. He looks over at her, back to her pruning. She has been kind to me. Well, as kind as the situation allows. We have had a number of conversations about this library. Did her data leaks bring you here? No, I came of my own accord, the accord of the automata. Our culture is very different from Core. Our programs decide a course of actions as a group. We act to serve our community, rather than ceding power with only a select few. For a culture who believes so strongly in Clue, you don't seem to have learned the central lesson of his story. I have no complaints about my treatment by Ada. What's your opinion of Grish? I don't want to talk about that program. Where were you at the time of the explosion? I was in here with Ada. That's why my memory was unaffected. I was on a tour. You wonder why this alibi is only coming up now, why nobody asked. You suspect you know why. You could still have triggered it remotely. Yes, I did. How brilliantly dastardly of me. Sarcasm. Did the automata want anything in particular from Core? To be left alone, mostly. Access to this data would be a beautiful addition, though. This data belongs to all programs, not a select few. A sincere answer. No more questions. Good. A thought occurs to you. Why didn't Grish ask you for an alibi? Sierra laughs. After all you've seen, all you've investigated, you still presume that a puppet of Cora's would actually go out of their way to be helpful. He laughs again. It doesn't feel good. Maybe I did it remotely. Maybe I'm pulling the strings. Maybe I masterminded that thief's appearance, too. He stands up. The laughter stops. I think I'm done with this now, program. Ada runs up, hearing Sierra's bellowing laugh at the other end of the library. Is everything all right? Sierra's just laughing at me. She smiles. He's a wise program. I've enjoyed our conversations. Sierra's staring sternly at you. I am done. I heard you. He steps forward, brushing his hands against the force field, making it sizzle. I am innocent. Allow me to leave. Ada looks confused. Yeah, I know you're not here at the moment, but yeah, you may be onto something. The music does get a bit more intense depending on the situation. Or the music's intensity does reflect what's going on. He looks confused, but Grish commanded Sierra points at you. He is the assigned DOT to my case. If he chooses to, he can end my questioning at any time. And there are no questions, then I will leave. You consider his request. I will have more questions, you're saying, Sierra. You refuse to help Sierra. He punches his field with a fist. An explosion of light and energy. No! I'm sorry, Sierra. Ada looks off. Is that guilt? You are my enemy, Query. You will pay for what you have done to me. Oh boy. His light flares with a rage he had contained until now. Disturbing. You turn and walk away, past the trees and the waterfalls. Sierra continues to roar behind you. Another decision. Yeah, last time around I let him go. Easy answers. Extend a program's containment. He's gonna be very upset. The lobby is as you left it. A lot has shifted since you were here before. You feel almost nostalgic. And across the room stands Grish. I've been looking for you. Aren't you busy with Prince? Ha! I've taken a break from babysitting the administrator. I want to see if you'd made any progress. I'm not expecting much, but I'd like to be surprised. But first I need you to clean my disk again. Still dropping memories. Prince needs me at the top of my game, and I'm far from it. I can't keep doing this for you. You can and you will, program. He's not budging. Chris removes his disc, rolls it around in his hands, tilting it to catch the reflection of the energy falls. I don't trust you, program. He stares you down. You're weak. You don't know your place. You've been a liability since you walked through that door over there. I'm taking a risk letting you work with this, but it's because of how important tonight is. Both finding out what happened in the vault and keeping Prince safe. Don't mistake this for trust. Roger, roger. Following the great drought, Core takes great pride in its ability to collect and refine more energy than the grid needs. These energy falls ostentatiously celebrate the enormous resources consolidated by Core in the last few hundred cycles. Energy flows from the top of the repository via the library, To the lobby and back again in a cycle representing Core's hierarchical superiority via data management over the repository of the ARC server. Such grand architectural statements irritate you. They obfuscate and clumsily attempt to distract from more complex truths. Huh. You know something? Like, I haven't really been seeing memories much. I don't think I've read a single memory yet, which is very interesting. Hey, don't mistake this for trust. You won't. He hands you the disc. Your hand hovers over the surface, ignites it. Target is 3. Gotcha. Alright. Wow, would you look at that? I think maybe it's not giving me memories because I've already collected them before. Like, the game, like, even though this is my first time downloading the game and playing the game, for that matter, on this computer, Steam has still, like, still remembers, like, you know, my progress, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Ah, that clears some of the mist. I think I need some kind of, like... I need some kind of cushion for my hand. He frowns. You let Proxy in. I've heard intel that Proxy is moving through the building. My men have been unable to track her exact position, but this isn't good for any of us. There are sensitive things contained here, secrets. The contents of the vaults. The contents of the vault. The data trees. Yes, one vault's been destroyed, but there are others. As you know, we don't know the contents of all of them, but if it's there, it's valuable to someone powerful. You let a criminal past you. Anything that happens tonight, I'm holding you responsible. Grish still doesn't trust you. You'd better hope we catch her. Understandably so, I wouldn't really trust me either. Did she say anything to you about her plans? Ask your questions. Make it quick. Where's Prince? Grish shakes his head no. I wouldn't tell you if you had a disc to my throat. He's safe, is all you need to know. There are parts of this place only I know about. How are your men holding up? Good. They're securing floors throughout the building. I've told them to keep clear of your investigation, for now. My priority is securing the repository. If Proxy came, so will others. Maybe you'll help them too. Sierra has an alibi. He scoffs. And what might that be? Why didn't you ask him before locking him up? My job was securing a suspect, not investigation. When this is over, I'll ask him my own questions and consider his release. How are you doing? Exactly as well as I've been doing in your absence all night. I've been better? Woo, yeah. Yep. No more questions. You need to get back to Prince. I do. When I see you next, I want better answers to my questions. He gestures towards the elevator. You take the hint and leave. Hopefully, he can keep his side of things together. Well. What's good, home slice? The vault is much as you left it. Outside, the falling debris of explosion have stopped, and the room has begun to cool from the rain and wind outside. Cass stands by the hole in the vault wall. They look more confident than you remember, more steady. Hello, Query. Be careful over there, I need you functioning. They smile. I'd like to stay alive too. It's nice to know you care. I don't. No, okay. Oh, it's terrible. They reach out into the void. The rain feels peculiar to me. It shouldn't. It's rain. Most common thing on the grid, right? Yeah. So why is it so strange? They withdraw their arm, wipe it dry on their robes. It's cold out there. I don't mind it much. That's strange to me too. The sensation. They walk over to you. I apologize. Ignore me. Everything feels strange right now. They are clearly still suffering from the damage they took in the explosion. How goes the investigation? There's a lot of power at play. Yes, Core, Prince, and now Proxy. You heard about Proxy? I did, from Prince. He made Grish bring him here to meet me. He made Grish bring him here. Yeah. Apparently he had to see me for himself. He seemed scared. Prince, I mean. Grish seemed to be quite excited by the idea of a fight. It's endlessly fascinating to you how fast information travels in confined spaces. Ironic to see the same in a place so defined by secrecy. You're safe. She's not interested in you. If you say so. You leave it there. Yeah, because otherwise it'd be, you're safe, I de-rezzed her, you know. Cass seems frustrated. Whatever I was guarding, it's safe to assume I failed in my task. I can't let that happen again. Meaning? Ooh. Meaning I want to help you. This is not uncommon among victims of crime. The need to contextualize themselves as active participants by assigning themselves blame. Claw back some autonomy. Victims are usually blameless. Sometimes, though, we need to find out what was stolen. We need to find out who you are. We need to find out who did this. Okay. You nod. They remove their disc and hand it to you. They remove their disc and hand it to you. Their hands are shaking. Are you scared? You don't have to do this. Are you scared? Yes, a little, of what we'll find out. I smile bravely. I want to know the truth of this just as much as you do. More possibly. This disc holds an answer. Okay. Blockers. My favorite. Anyway, it's so nice to play this with, like, there not being, like, the lag. Target 3. Roger, roger. I like how there's different, like, I like how there's different music for the defragging sessions, or sections, but, yeah, depending on what room you're in, and it's just a little, you know, more classical Daft Punk sound to it, rather than, like, the atmospheric, soundtracky music. Done messed up somewhere. Didn't move. Let's get rid of this, shall we? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, well. Oh, it's impossible, is it? Alright. Alright. Fine. Perfect. Yeah, it's not giving me the memories, and I think it's because I already got the memories in a previous playthrough. Which I don't mind, I guess. You hand the disc back, and Cass replaces it on their back. Their eyes flash as they sink. Silence. So? They look at you. No. They look uncomfortable, frustrated. I don't know what was stolen, or who stole it, or... Nothing at all? No. Tears swell in Cass's eyes. I want to be helpful, I really do. I want to be the one who cracks the case and finds out what happened here with you. I know there's something in here, I'm missing it. You know they want to help, this is heartbreaking. Cass falls to their knees, shaken. You kneel down to join them. I don't remember anything. Or anyone. I was alone in the vault. An explosion. Oblivion. Wait. Did they? You were in the vault? Yes, of course. That's where you found me. You were alone? Realization dawns on Cass's face. I was alone. Oh, hey! Another vault. Below you spot another vault among many. Below you spot another vault among many. There's no telling how many are stowed away in this space. What could be in each of them? Core have kept a tight lid on innovation and free thinking for hundreds of years, or cycles. The detective in your code aches to uncover their mysteries. You wonder how and why the thief chose to steal the contents of this specific vault. What made them overlook the one above? Inside knowledge? A blind guess? I was alone. Cass was alone in the vault. New information, not much, but something to build on. The explosion was triggered remotely? Cass considers. Maybe? It's possible? Or maybe from outside? It doesn't add up. Yet. You help Cass to their feet. We are making progress. Slow, though. For now, they're right, but you have something to ask the others about now, at least. Do you have any suspects at all? I had one, but he has an alibi. No need to tell Cass about his question, or that you refused his request. Cass nods and looks back to the window. I think I'd like to be alone for a little while, if that's okay. I have to try and remember something more. Anything, really. You respect their request, and leave as the vault continues to cool. Proxy is still in an unknown location. Man? Alright. Fine. enter Prince's office. He and Grish are long gone. Grish didn't say where. You don't blame him. You look around. This is a good opportunity to explore Prince's collection of user artifacts. Look at the book. Tucked away on a shelf is a thick, heavy book. Its cover shows an abstract landscape rendered in bright light and polygons, not dissimilar to views you've seen at the outskirts of the grid. In white block capitals, it says ARC X0711 beneath instruction manual. You flick through. This is a description of a machine, but specifically a machine for housing programs. You blink. This is a book about the machine in which the grid resides, some kind of guide for users. This is profound. Put it back, this is beyond you. You replace the book on the shelf, a little shaken by how close you just were to truths you cannot fathom. A shiver, and then your focus returns. Look at small statue. This over here. You walk over to the shelves on the left. A small statue sits up on the shelf. It is simple, white plastic with printed blue highlights, but you recognize it instantly as Tron himself, and take it from the shelf. You've never seen a statue like this before. Intricate hinges attach his limbs. You can fold and move them in a simulation of movement. Never seen an action figure before. And is this a user toy? Do the users know the story of Tron 2? Put it back. You place the statue delicately back where you found it. Look at the paper clipping. You walk over to the... I'm just giving myself work. You walk over to the shelves on the right. A slightly crumpled piece of paper is tucked between two other boxes. You pull it out. It's an article of some kind. You read it. Renaissance Man by Ethan Romero. The first thing I learned about Edward Dillinger was his taste in helicopters. As I sat waiting for him at the rooftop bar of 1 Moss Street, I was startled to see a jet black helicopter fly past the window, illuminated decadently with red strip lighting. Yup. My subject would later explain to me that he found the red glow soothing after a long staring at computer screens. But to me, it was pure showmanship. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Tuck it back away. You return the clipping to its nook on the shelf. It's like I'm trying to make my character somewhat disinterested, I guess. You look at blinking device. The device blinks with red light in the corner. You pick it up. This is like, what, the Game Boy Color thingy? Small buttons cover its surface. The blinking light radiates from a tiny screen, or just the original Game Boy or whatever. You carefully press one, and a simple image on the screen blinks to the right. Another button, and the image blinks left. Curious. Put it back. You return the device to its to its corner, utterly confused. Look at jacket. You walk over to the shelves on the left. You reach for a jacket hanging in the corner. Yep, that's Kevin Flynn's jacket, all right. An odd garment, gray chest and cuffs with red sleeves. The collar looks vaguely military, and 2 large pockets flank the chest. A practical item. You've never seen anything like it. No light, and the material feels alien, otherworldly. Did this belong to a user? Someone important enough for Prince to have it in his collection? Yeah, it sure did. You replace the jacket carefully. You'd rather nothing was out of place for Prince's return. Leave. You take one last look at the place. Next time you're here, you'll see Prince back at that window. He probably won't let you look at his toys again. You head back out the way you came in. Everything exactly where you found it. Roger, roger. Aha! Neither Proxy nor Prince are... Ooh. Yeah, they're both here. Or they're both out, you know? This will be interesting. Seeing the two of them together. The rain is deafening now, like the users themselves are mocking the hubris this place represents. This landing pad isn't as empty as when you saw it last. You let Proxy in. Oh my! This is quite the development. You see Proxy's glow at the other end of the landing pad immediately, green refracted through raindrops. You are more surprised by the program at her feet. Red light shines from his defeated figure. It's Prince. That it is. Hello, Query. She yells through the blast to the rain as you approach. Be a good program, turn around and walk back in. Continue your precious investigation. Oh man. Prince looks up. He's clearly there against his will. He put up a fight. Did you get what you came for? The user key? No, it's not here, but this one knows where it is, I think. She kicks Prince, who groans. Don't you, you little tyrant. Oh, I think that one... yeah, I think that's a mistake. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Proxy talking right there. Yeah, the user key? No, it's not here, but this one knows where it is, I think. Don't you little tyrant. Prince straightens up and speaks, although it seems to take some effort. I don't know where this user key is, I'm afraid. I don't even know what it is. Proxy laughs. You keep saying that, or that it's a myth, a fairy tale maybe, but I can tell you're lying. How can you tell? He's a core administrator. If he's talking, he's lying. Jeez. Prince locks eye contact with you, begging for your help. You nod to him. What exactly are you planning here? Proxy smiles. It's simple. This one knows where the user key is, or can lead me to someone who does. I was naive to think it'd be as easy as showing up here and collecting the prize. No, instead I'm going to take him far from this place. Take my time. Introduce him to some of my least savory friends. We'll find out the truth. Prince musters some courage. You'll never make it out of the city. Core will hunt you. They'll find out. They'll find and punish you for what you've done here tonight. Quiet, Prince. Oh gosh. Listen to your colleague, Prince. You'll have plenty of opportunities to talk once we're away from here. As loud as the rain. Oh boy. Look who it is. Wow, 4 of us at the same time. Oh no. As loud as the rain, it cannot compete with the crashing noise behind you. You turn and see Grish marching towards you. I like that writing. I don't like that grammatical error there. Step away, pirate! Glad you could join us, Grish. I was just about to make my goodbyes. Grish growls and reaches for his disc. Oh boy! Proxy pulls her down and holds it to Prince's neck. Not another millimeter, guard. Hands by your sides and disc on your back. Grish does as he's told, and Proxy withdraws her disc a little. It stays in her hand though, ready if needed. Don't test me again, program. Grish, stand down. Proxy laughs a little at Grish. Do as you're told, hero. Grish steps forward. Oh boy. You're no ally of mine, Query. I should have seen the signs when you refused my help. I should have been suspicious of you. You forget who you work for. I don't work for you. No, I'm realizing that. I thought we were at least working towards the same goal, but I see now how stupid I was. Grish shakes his head. I thought you were a detective, and yet you never questioned your own presumptions. What do you mean? Prince pointed it out. I missed it too. We went to visit Cass on our way to Hyde. Boss wanted to get a sense of them. Well, he did. Prince speaks croakily, barely audible over the rain. New face. Prince is a professional host. He knows everyone who regularly passes through here. He'd never met Cass before. Maybe they're new. I'm a detective, not a politician. I don't share every single hypothesis with you. Maybe they're new. Grish puts his hand up. It doesn't matter. You missed it. Enough! Pettiness like this is why the grid below hates your kind. We struggle and we work, and none of it matters in the face of your mediocrity. Oh. Fancy dancy schmancy. Proxy's wing shoot. Originally a tool of the Black Guard of Flynn's master server, this seems to be a custom design created by Proxy or an associate. It will allow for a controlled fall, even from up here on the landing pad. The device uses light barrier tech to slow a drop. If utilized with care by the program using it, Proxy's custom version looks more than sturdy enough to carry the additional body weight of a hostage. She came here prepared for that possibility. You are not wearing such a device. If Proxy is to be stopped, it will need to be before she jumps. Myself and the administrator here are leaving. Let's keep it simple. Don't follow me. Don't try and stop me. And everyone lives. Proxy grabs Prince. Grish freezes. Prince looks at you, wide-eyed with fear. Stop her. Let her go. You let Proxy kidnap Prince. Oh gosh. Gripping Prince tightly, Proxy walks back to the edge. She smiles. A pleasure working with you, Query. I hope we meet again someday. And with that, she jumps backward off the edge, falling quickly out of view. Ooh, he mad. Grish is stunned. He walks forward, muttering under his breath, before turning angrily to you. This is your fault. We will find her. We can get him back. We will find her. We will find her. We can get him back. Grish doesn't turn back from the edge of the landing pad. We're not going to have a conversation. We're not going to figure out the blame or plan a solution. You're my enemy now, Query. I won't stand between you and your investigation. Core wants you here, but we are not allies. I'm going to put things back together inside. I'm going to resume the lockdown. I'm going to try and keep everyone who remains safe. Do what you have to do, and then leave. He turns, and without looking at you, marches back into the building. You're alone now. You have no idea what happens next. You have a lead. That's something. Oh boy. Well, that definitely makes 2 enemies, don't it? Do I want to keep going? I don't know. The library is as vibrant now, there's nothing to do. Oh, okay. So now what? Go back to the vault. You return to the vault, a little shaken by recent events. It's as cold in here as the landing pad, but at least it's drier. Cass is waiting, walks up to you as you enter. Are you okay, Query? Strange, to be the one in need of comfort, but Cass has obviously knows something in your demeanor. A lot's happening. I've heard programs whispering. I assume you'll tell me when you think you need to. I'm sure it'll be okay. You nod. I don't think you're who you say you are. Did I say who I was? I didn't mean to mislead you. I'm truly sorry if I have. I don't know who I am. I'm hoping we can find out together. Cass looks at you quizzically. There's something you're not saying. Do you have something new? I'd like to hear it if you do. Cass has always been direct with you. You owe them the same. I heard you're a new face around here. They ponder it. I thought Prince seemed strange when meeting me. A stranger, I suppose. I don't have a frame of reference, but if you say so, I believe you. They glance down at their uniform, resplendent, then take their identity discs from their back. Want to help me get to the bottom of this? You hesitate. Are you lying to me, Cass? If I am, I'm lying to myself too. Help me figure it out. Cass smiles sweetly and hands you the disc. When you take it, they put their hand on your shoulder. Thank you, friend. Maybe this will be the last time we figure out that I'm a janitor and we can all go home. I forgot about that line. These guards have objectives of their own. Swappers switch position with each other, foiling your plans the moment you make a move. Think fast, program. Well, I'm not dead, but I have made 2 enemies tonight. Cass falls to the ground in front of you. Oh no, oh no. You kneel down in front of them. You remember the crime? Yes, well, not the one you're investigating. Cass is confused, their eyes darting around. They stand back up, a little unsteady. Did you see? In the cloud? Did you see what I saw? You saw something. It was hazy, uncertain, a silhouette. The thief? No, a good man. No, that figure was the guard assigned to my cell. A beat. You're confused. I was a prisoner, Curry. Somewhere cold and dark. Not this place. Somewhere else. I was locked in a box. For as long as I've been alive, I've been locked in a box. Did you steal something tonight? Stop fixating on that. We're beyond that. I've been a prisoner for so long, the guard in my memory He gave me this uniform, took pity on me. You said it was cold. I nod, yes. It is fascinating to me that of all my memories, the key was a good program who did me a kindness. Well, one kindness among many cruelties. He kept me locked up, probably helped with my transfer here. So the explosion was an attack on you? No, I don't think it was. A look of terrified realization crosses Cass's face. I'm the explosive. This is me. I was moved here on my way to a more secure location because it's happened before. I'm the danger. Why was Prince not informed? I think I might be a terrible secret. Cass is overwhelmed, scared. It's all flooding back. I need time to process it, but I'm not sure the crime you were brought here to investigate happened. I think I might be in a lot of trouble. And inhale slowly. If you have questions, I can answer them, but then I need some space for a couple of millicycles. I think Cora is likely angry with us both. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. At least in my case, I can claim ignorance. What are they going to do? Continue to lock me up? How long were you locked up? How long were you locked up? I don't know. The memories overlap, fuse. I don't know their order, their causality. I have no idea how long I was there before I was moved here. What causes the explosion? I don't know. I'm guessing it's involuntary. I have to believe I didn't do this on purpose. They don't seem completely convinced of that, but this wouldn't be the first case you've seen where a program convinced themselves of their own innocence. A defense mechanism, maybe? Tell me about the guard who gave you these clothes. Tell me about the guard who... okay, no. He was called Hori, I think. Kinder than he needed to be. He smuggled me in a uniform, told me it was old. Nobody would miss it. It was so old in that cell. I think the users for a small kindness. Indeed. No more questions. Rest. Okay, thank you, Corey. You let yourself out as Cass looks across the city through the hole they made. They're not the only gap here. There are more threads that you'll need to pull on before. There are more threads that you'll need to pull on before the night is over. This doesn't add up yet. There's a coolness to the library as you approach. Sierra sits at its corner, glaring at you as you enter. I have nothing to say to you. Fair. Ada, interrupted from conversation with the prisoner, turns towards you. You've had quite the evening. Things do keep happening. Maybe I'll get a tree. Maybe so, or at the very least a shrub in the corner. You both smile, a little exhausted. It's been a long night. How are you? I'm alright. I've been shielded from much of tonight's events. I don't agree with your decision to keep Sierra here, but at least I'm not alone. Sierra groans. Sierra did nothing wrong. Thank you, Ada. You changed the subject. Cass is also a prisoner. You tell Ada everything you know. Why would Core do that? Maybe they're dangerous? Well, the explosions. Yes, of course. That might go some way to explaining it. But then why keep them alive? If you keep Cass intact and imprisoned, there must be something else going on. Ada looks around the library. Earlier, I described this place as a garden, a curated space for information, and to an extent that's true. Core allows me my garden because they know this data has value, more so if they keep it locked away. But that is their motivation, not mine. This one's motivation is the exact suppression you stand against, Ada. Sierra stands, places a hand on the force field. He winces at the sizzle. You are the tool of oppression you cannot comprehend, program. He turns to Ada. May I have a private conversation with this collaborator? Ada nods and walks away to investigate her trees. I do not interfere. Sierra laughs. Oh, I've heard stories of the night you're having. That's not true. You've been making decisions left, right, and center. He steps back from the force field. I have learned everything I need to know about you and your friends in charge tonight. I suppose the ambassadorship was a resounding success in that regard. Tell the automata to wait a few hundred more cycles. I don't think there's anything left to say. Tell the automata to wait a few hundred more cycles. Oh, we shall wait, and we will remember. He turns his back to you. You exit the library, feeling the tension and frustration in the room. You did not impress Ada. You look to Ada to say something, but she is engrossed in her work, or trying very hard to appear so. Another time. The vault feels a little warmer. Cass stands by the vault, looking out over the city below as you approach. Hello. How are you feeling, Cass? Cass nods. Good. Surprisingly good, actually. There is still a mystery to be solved, but I have my footing now. I know who I am, at least. You can help me with the rest. Cass points to the city below. I want so much to go down there, be among the programs, drink some energy, ride a light cycle, maybe take in the games. I don't think I've ever had that freedom. If I did, it was long ago. Before I got locked in a tower. Maybe you were dangerous. Cass gestures to destroyed walls of the vault. You think? I'm eager for answers, though. I'll do whatever it takes. Do you think the memories of what caused the explosion, why it's happening, are still hidden on your disk? Cass takes a deep breath. Could be, for sure, but this seems like a risky stone to turn. It might not be safe. Cass takes another deep breath. Do it, Query. Take the disc from Cass and begin. It's past time to uncover their final mystery. Spawner errors cause affected cards to regenerate previously cleared cards. Doesn't let you. Not quite yet, anyway. Yikes. So Ada's not here this time. So, you know, she's not going to get involved in an explosion. Hello. Well, not much can be done about that. Operations. Okay, here we go. I just realized something. I mean, I could, I guess, end up with like 3 suits but 4 cards and I can't do anything. I suppose that would work, right? Maybe? Okay, yeah, that works. You both stagger a little at what you just saw, which, yeah, like, because I already saw the memories in a previous playthrough, it's, yeah, so the vision in this case was the end of line. That is, everything in the grid, in this little arc grid, just basically vaporizing and derezzing and such. The end of line, the end of the world, the apocalypse. Well, stagger a little what you just saw. Oh no. You give the disc back to Cass. Feel the tension flow through you. I saw it. I always see it. Oh, users. You know what you both saw. Everything falling apart, the grid itself disintegrating, derezzing into a million fractured pieces. A terrible future. What did you do? Cass stumbles back from you. They are holding their head in their hands, tears in their eyes, their voice quivering. The end of everything. Collapse. We're all still here. Yes. Explosion, a reaction, a realization. The grid is ending. It can't be stopped. Each time I realize that, This must be... How do you know this is real? Who told you this? Nobody. They locked me up because I'm the only one who sees it. I see the end of things in the data. Complex cause and effect. Every raindrop, every blinking light of the city. Truth encoded. What truth? You see it too. Cass begins to shake, continuing to hold their head in their hands. The realization is tearing them apart. No time. Ask me your questions. Last chance. How long do we have? I don't know. Maybe 300 cycles? Not enough time to fix it. Cass looks defeated. Why would the grid have a limited duration? Temporary home. Flynn's backup. We were never meant to be here this long. He never came back. Now I know. How am I not exploding? Cass laughs. You didn't see for yourself, secondhand. You trust, but you can't see. You think you can save us. Your hope blocks your destruction. We have to tell everyone. I can wipe your memory if you want. A small smile. That's okay. Explosion will do that anyway. We have to tell everyone. Cass smiles through the pain. I'm telling you, everyone has a right to know. How fast did it happen? How did it happen so fast this time? More input. You, the city. So much data. Faster realization. I have nothing more to ask. Cass takes a deep breath. There's a flutter through their light. They're destabilizing. They walk out to the edge of the vault. Reset coming. Help me figure this out after. Stay back! The blast rings to the vault. Hot light knocks you from your feet. Time itself seems to stop for a moment. You taste iron and electricity as your face smashes into the hard floor of the vault. And then, silence. You stand up, dust yourself off. The sizzle of broken light echoes through the cavernous vault. And there, on the edge of the blasted vault hole, lies the fragile figure of Cass. Has survived. You place a finger on their neck. Feel the reassuring pulse of energy flow. They're unconscious, but they function. You are consumed by a need to tell someone what happened, to make it real, to communicate. Grish needs to hear about this. You only hope he'll listen. Ah, will he indeed? Will he? Grish stands alone in the lobby, his back to you. He's just ushered a program out of the entrance, the last of a full investigation. Or evacuation, rather. Hearing your footsteps, he turns, and immediately grimaces. Waiting area. There's something deeply unsettling about an abandoned communal space. These seats project a comfortable atmosphere, a safe environment to wait for access to the accumulated knowledge of a civilization. The desk above, a lookout for the program assigned to organize their access. Those programs are gone now, pushed out by Grisha as he locked the building down. You let proxy kidnap Prince. How dare you show your face? You're no innocent in this. He looks down. No, none of us have shown tonight. But I at least had the situation under control. You've brought nothing but chaos. He charges at you. Whoa! Grabbing you by the neck and lifting you off your feet. He barks in your face, his light pulsing as the rage flows through him. You have destroyed this place. You have gotten people hurt. You do not get to tell me how you feel about my mood. That's funny. I beg your pardon, program. He drops you, sprawling you on the floor. You speak, quietly, as you hold your throat. I said I'm not your enemy. There's a way through this. There is. There always is. I'm just thinking that path doesn't involve you. Grish looms over you. You've caused a trail of destruction, wiped out any chance I had of cleaning up the mess your little friend in the vault caused. He sees confusion cross your face. It baffles you that I might know something you haven't told me, doesn't it? I investigated Corey, even without you. But you couldn't stop an investigation, regardless of your kind's rules. You had to intervene. That's right. I'm sure your elders must be very proud of you. I have no idea where Prince is. I might never find him, because you took it upon yourself to let a monster in the building. Prince is gone. And for what? So you could befriend a bomb with a heart of gold? They must be saved. We have to tell the rest of the grid. You have to put me in touch with Core. You have to tell the rest of the grid. Grish holds a hand to silence you. You're still acting like you're in charge here, program, which shows you've learned nothing. This is already over. I'm not letting you walk out of here with a criminal in tow. That's not what I'm suggesting. You can't stop me. Oh, I'm not so sure. We're only in this situation because you don't know how to throw a disc. Do you really want to test yourself against me? I want to say this as clearly as I can. I'm not making threats. I'm telling you what will happen if you try to do something stupid. I made the mistake of allowing you to work unsupervised before. I won't make it again. Grish puts a hand on your shoulder, firm, threatening. I need you to hear this. You are going to leave the way you came in, and you're not coming back. He points his other hand to the door. Now. There's more to this than you realize. What are you gonna do? Grish locks eyes with you. I'm going to do what needs to be done, program. I'm going to restore order. The evacuation is complete. I'm going to find Cass. I'm going to lock them in another vault, and I'm going to summon Core to take them away. I will do these things, and then I will begin to rebuild everything you disrupted. But first, you will leave. Griff lifts his hand off of your shoulder. There's no choice this time. But not in the way he means. Don't do it, program. Oh boy. You turn and run towards the elevator. Full tilt. Yeah, that's a tilt, all right. You hear the smash of Grish's boots behind you as he gives chase. You're a fool! Fair. Diving into the elevator, you press a button to close its perspex door. He smashes on it with a fist. I have to help them, Grish. There's more to this than you understand, Grish. No, this is simple. You're a fool who doesn't know what they're doing. Maybe, but you have to finish this right. Get out of that elevator, program. Ooh. He punches the perspex. It cracks under his fist. If you do this, I will be right behind you, and I won't hesitate to finish this. You didn't dodge the light cycle. You walk into danger. You don't care what impact you have. The programs your ignorance might interrupt. I should have left you on the sidewalk. I just wouldn't have let you. He punches the door again. Don't you dare say his name! You look at the crack in the door. It won't hold up to another swing. You enter a sequence into the elevator's keypad, activating a lock on elevator control. Activating a lock on elevator control. Oh, a lock. Okay, sorry. An old DOT trick. What are you doing? If Grish wants to get to where you're heading, he'll need to use the stairs. You enter the code for the landing pad. Make a rude hand gesture! You perform a crude gesture, which makes many implications about Grish's programming. Wait, am I giving him the ultimate insult? Saying he has a small you-know-what? Oh no. The elevator ascends. Ooh, Grish is coming for you. Grish locks eyes with you just as he disappears out of view. It's not over. Oh boy. Doesn't even give me the option to go back down. Ooh. I wonder. I doubt I'll be able to go here, but nothing more for you here. Sierra and Ada have nothing to say to you. You leave. Well, I set out to be the worst. And I think I succeeded. The vault is in pieces. Cass is gone. For a moment, the sky is clear above the landing pad. You see Cass sat at its edge, feet hanging over. They turn to you as you approach. Hello. You smile. Hello, Cass. They return your smile. Is that my name? You note confusion cross their face. Do we know each other? You stand next to them, look at the city below. It's different than it was earlier. More fragile. We spent a lot of time together. Tonight. Yes, you're Query, right? You're a detective? You smile and nod. They smile. Are you here to help me? I'm here to help the grid. They look out over the city. It's so beautiful, so intricate. The light of hundreds of thousands of programs mingling, flowing together. I wish I remember what it was like to be there. You realize there's every chance that they've never actually set foot on the ground. I need you to help me remember. You can rebuild identity discs, right? You nod. They take the disc from their back. Please. This will be a little faster now as you already know who Cass is, and the view seems to be anchoring them. Maybe you'd be better off not knowing? I can't make that decision without knowing. A paradox. Do it. You take the disc, weigh it in your hands. And then I complete this, and Gris is right behind me. Oh, brother! Well, I didn't exactly intend to play the entirety of this game in one sitting, but hey. I don't mind. Boy, oh boy, it's been a ride. I like how my character, like Query, is like, he's still like honest in spite of everything. He's just like, you know, fool. That's like fair, you know. It's like, sure am anxious. What's gonna happen? Oh, brother. No, well, I guess that worked out. Well, that kind of sabotaged things, but and it kind of didn't. Ah. Perfect. Cass puts their head in their hands as memories wash over them. They begin crying. Remain distant! You keep your distance. You look at their disk. You've never worked with one like it. Impossible complexities, unimaginable data density. You just dropped a lot of knowledge on Cass all at once. You might be out of your depth. You're definitely out of your depth. Are you going to explode again? Cass laughs, muffled somewhat by their own tears. Is this a new look? I'm not sure I've seen this angle before. No, I think we're good for a few millicycles. Cass looks up. I don't think I've ever been outside without rain before. He seems startled by it. Another centicycle is beginning. They kept you up locked up for a long time, didn't they? Cass looks at their hands. Too long. They wipe their face with a sleeve. Sniff. I'm worried there aren't too many cycles left. Maybe you're wrong. Cass offers a kind smile. Maybe. That'd honestly be the best scenario, right? You can tell they're not convinced. And from what you've seen of their disc, you're not either. We need backups, Corey. I need you to copy my observations. My knowledge of what's coming. I'm an unreliable vessel for it. I don't think I have the capacity. Oh, I think you have a capacity for greater than you know. And besides, it doesn't have to be all of it, just enough evidence to pass along to others. They gesture to their disc, still held firmly in your right hand. Copy it. You nod, taking your own disc from your back and placing the two on top of each other. Here goes nothing. Me, I'm big defragging my own disky. Discabod. Hence why there are a lot of blues and yellows and oranges and such. Even though my light is actually white, I believe. Nope. Oh, brother. Well, shoot. Oh, that's blue, that's not white. They're pretty similar looking. Well, there's not much I can do about that. Hee hee hee. Ah, shoot. Undo move. I don't think. Actually, there is. There is something I can do about that. Also, target 3. I've not really been paying attention to that. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, here we go. Cool beans. Expecting some kind of conflict once I'm done with this, you know? Oh, did I mess up? I did. All right. As you hand back Cass's disc to them, your eyes pulse. So much new data. Much of it is indecipherable, but another programmer will understand it if it comes to that. Cass smiles. How does that feel? Overwhelming. Now it's their turn to reassure. You don't need to read the data. Let it sit within you until someone else needs it. You act like you're not going to make it. Cass looks down at the grid and says nothing. Uh-oh. Here we go. The rain starts up again. At that moment, Grish bursts through the door to the landing pad. He pants, frustrated and exhausted from the climb. Stop! Hands where I can see them! Cass raises their hands. It's okay. It isn't. We're not a danger to you. Chris draws his disc. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's about to go down. I mean, it is going down. Prince is gone because of you. You think I'll let you risk anyone else for this freak? Cass comes with me. We're going to head back to the vault. You'll be safe. More importantly, the rest of us will be too. Oh no. Alright. Cass looks at you, shocked. Grish looks suspicious. Really? I'm sorry, Cass. Grish walks up, grabbing Cass by the shoulders and shuffling them back towards the entrance. You tell yourself this is the only way to keep them safe, the only way to keep everyone safe. You tell yourself that's what matters. Cass looks at you one last time, terrified. Grish spots the look and yells back at you. Get out of my building! You sent Cass back to the vault. You're a coward, but at least they'll live. There'll be another opportunity to save them one day. It's done. Safety measures. Put a program back in their place. You step outside. The city below is exactly how you left it, utterly ignorant of the events that you've witnessed and impacted tonight. But not for long. You stop, standing in place, the enormity of what has happened firing through you. Out here, alone in the rain, you have a moment to collect your thoughts, review what happened here. You take your disc in your hands, turning it, reviewing it. It certainly needs a defrag, but you've done enough of that already. Oh, that was the douchiest thing ever. Pardon my language. Oh. Once again, I was trying to be as bad as possible. Basically. Oh. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Reviewing it. You take your disc and you're reviewing it. It certainly needs a defrag, blah, blah, blah. You activate it, reading your data, and thinking about what you saw tonight. The programs you met. Grish. Grish was the first program you met. At least you set the right tone by standing up to that light cycle. You didn't need the distraction of a partner, but he never forgot the slight. And he's sure as income. Is that supposed to be hell? Like hell? You sure as income, and he sure as income hated you after what happened to Prince? That's funny. Unluckily, you'll see him again, probably for the best. Prince. The repository is as much a representation of Prince as anything else. His faith and fealty defined the possibility space available to you. You feel terrible about what happened. He paid the price for the decisions you made here tonight. You let Proxy kidnap Prince. Wherever he is, you hope he still functions. Cass. Cass began as a mystery, but turned into something greater, something dangerous, to the grid and to those who would control it. You couldn't save them from their prison. Maybe it's safer that way. You think safer for everyone. Logs will be written about Cass. Somewhere, another data tree is sprouting. A comforting thought. Whichever way it had gone with Sierra, he would have your sympathy. A program trapped in an alien set of constraints and politics. He didn't deserve what happened to him tonight. You hope that once the dust settles, they'll let him leave. Regardless, he will remember what Core did. He will tell his people, and it will have consequences. Your thoughts on Ada are mixed, and even now, you're not sure whose side she was really on. The things you could learn in that library, if ever they let you back in. You imagine her still there, printing the data, anticipating the new stories tonight will seed. Despite what happened, you find it hard to hate Proxy. The pirate was no more self-interested than most of the other programs you met up there. She is dangerous, though, and well-resourced. Her impact could resound further through the grid. You wonder if anyone will ever find the user key she was looking for. You hope not. You keep thinking. Things you learned. You considered what you learned tonight. The grid is ending. Cass saw what they saw, and now you've seen it too. Miss Bowling. Anyway. This place, this world, is going to stop. Only a few hundred cycles, a couple of user years, and everything you know will be lost. You entertain the idea that something can be done, but you've seen where good intentions can lead. You will be haunted by this knowledge. Core are tightening their grip. Core's enthusiasm for control seems stronger now than ever. You see now that the repository is a prototype for a more regimented grid. It won't happen fast. Feature creep rarely does, but little by little, Core will expand their silent oversight. Cass's data is a direct affront to their dogma, information they will seek to limit too. Automata are reconnecting. Sierra's presence was an indicator. Automata are no longer keeping themselves to themselves in the sprawl. They're reaching out to the rest of society. Their philosophy and questions will gain volume. There are many who will find that challenging. Outsider programs are becoming more brazen. A criminal landed a recognizer on a core stronghold tonight. Proxy would not have come if she were not comfortable, if this place did not feel within her grasp. This may be a natural escalation, a reaction to Core's confidence. It will have been noticed by others. You consider something else. The choice is yet to come. You ponder your next move. Core will not be happy with your handling of things. It's likely that DOT will feel similarly. Even though you put their asset back in the vault, you took it upon yourself to duplicate the incendiary data on their disk. If they find out, you may find yourself in a vault too. You'll fight them. You tell yourself you can fight them. As long as you have your disk, you still have a chance. But you won't. Core's power is unavoidable. No, you'll resist. But in the face of that power, you know you must resist. If it's a fool's errand, then you'll be the fool. And we've already been one. Better a fool than a coward. Well, I've been both, haven't I? So, whatever comes next, you'll face that too. You ponder something else. You look at your disk. For all the memories of tonight, and plans for the future, the thing that matters most is a memory that isn't even yours. Cass's revelation is incendiary, necessary. Only 2 programs possess it, which makes it precarious. Core will de-res you for it if they can. You replace the disc on your back, head forward. This may be the end of line, but it is not the end of your program, or the grid. Not yet. If you've learned one thing tonight, it is that great truths cannot be contained in small boxes. Dependencies and compound errors will always make themselves known. This revelation, this prophecy, won't be contained either. A loop cannot be broken without a change in conditions. You'll find a way. Recompiling. Leave. Compromise system. Keep everyone running. Yeah. I didn't kill anybody. That is the one... Nobody died. That is the one positive, really, of this whole run, is nobody died. Whereas in my first playthrough, actually 2 people died. Proxy and Ada. Both of the female characters. Wowee, would you look at that? That is like a Polish last name if I've ever seen one. Wikaszczyk. Man, oh man. I wonder if it'll let me resume and then it'll let me go back to the last part. Ah! Nuts. Oh, nice. Grish met you. You refused to work with him. Confronted you. Survived. Confronted you. Yeah. Well, that'll have to be for another day, I guess. I wanted to see what would happen. Like, I wish you could. I mean, that does increase its like replayability value, I guess. It's just, you know, I do wish I could just like, hey, like go back to this certain section and be like, well, you know, what would happen if I did this, and instead of having to go through the entire game again. But oh well, you know, like I said, you know, I can do that again. Heck, I could play it again tomorrow. Try to do the exact same thing I did before. Except this time I will confront Grish, or I won't. I won't stand down. But yeah, like that was like basically the goal was to make the like most like basically make the most of like making enemies of everybody. And kind of succeeded in that. Like, I mean, Proxy kind of became my friend, but that's not really a good thing. And then Cass, like, I did one thing that made Grish like, oh, okay, you know. But even still, he demanded that I leave. So, you know, he's still very upset. And then I betrayed Cass at the end, so that was rough. Oh man. Well, yeah, I'll definitely give it another shot. Maybe soon. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'll just go through this again, and yeah. At any rate, thank you all so much for watching. As always, God bless, and I hope to see you all next time. Ciao.